Hello, I'm Liviu Bălan, and today I will show you how to manage authenticated user configuration on vsftpd in Ubuntu Server. This tutorial refers to FTPS. If you want to see the same tutorial but based on FTP, I recommend you to check out my tutorials on YouTube and also visit my website liviubalan.com. Okay, so during this tutorial, I will use my liviubalan.com-vagrant-ubuntu GitHub repository project. If you want to learn more about this project, I encourage you to check out the useful links section, and from here, see the github.com repository project of mine. Okay, now here on my local operating system, I have an up and running virtual machine, and in order to connect to it, I will use Vagrant SSH. Hit the enter key, and on my virtual machine, I already have an vsftpd package installed, and if you want to learn more about this and about configuring this package, I encourage you to visit my website liviubalan.com and also check out my tutorials on YouTube. Let's edit the vsftpd configuration file located in etc vsftpd.conf using sudo vi. Hit the enter key, and as you can see here, based on my previous tutorials, I already have an FTP server installed and configured, and in order to activate the FTPS option, all I have to do is to edit this file, and at the end of this file I will add a new option named SSL underscore enabled, and I will set this value to yes. This value here, FTPS explicit, is a comment added to this file. Okay, before write and quit to this file, all you have to do is to check out that RSA shared file and RSA private key file are uncommented and are set to a value here. By default on Ubuntu Server, these values are uncommented and are having some default values, but I encourage you to check out this before restarting the vsftpd service. For now, I will write and quit to this file, and in order to apply the changes, I will restart the vsftpd service using sudo service vsftpd restart. Hit the enter key, and now in order to test the changes that I've done, all I have to do is to go to my FTP client, FileZilla in my case, and click on the site manager icon. Here I will duplicate an already created site, and the site that I will duplicate is this one, FTP login. So I will click on the site name, and then I will click on the duplicate button. Here I will use the name http.liviubalan.com, and here I will type FTPS explicit. Okay, now I will change some values here. The values that I will change are the following. For the encryption, I will use require explicit over require explicit FTP over TLS. Okay, the rest of the configuration options will remain the same because I will use the same user and password located on my virtual machine. This is a system user. For logon type I will use normal, meaning that I will have to type the credentials here. The protocol is FTP, meaning File Transfer Protocol, and the host will be the same, http.livybalan.com, meaning my virtual machine. Now, if I click on the connect button, you will see that a pop-up window will came up, and the most important values listed here are: the title is unknown certificate, and here you can see that the server certificate is unknown. Please carefully examine the certificate to make sure that the server can be trusted. Here you will see that the subject of the certificate is common name Ubuntu VM, meaning the host name of my virtual machine, and the certificate issuer have the common name Ubuntu VM, meaning the host name of my virtual machine. Here also you have some session details, and at the end of this pop-up window you can check this button here to always trust certificate in future sessions, and this pop-up window will not come up if you want to connect to this host again. For now, I will click the OK button, right click on this tab and hit the refresh button, the refresh option, in order to see the up-to-date values. And as you can see, I am connected to my virtual machine through FTPS using the user Livy. Now, on the remote side, I will use this path, var www.http.livybalan.com, and as you can see here, I am connected to a directory of a virtual host of mine. Now, I am able to download a file by right click on it and hit the download option, or upload a file by right click on it and hit the upload option. At this step, you will see that I am able to do all the stuff that I was able to do with FTP protocol, but instead I am doing it with FTPS. You may ask yourself, why should you do this? Why should you use FTPS instead of FTP classical? The answer will come from this section. So let's talk a little about FTPS. As you can see here, FTPS is an extension to FTP that adds support for the transport layer security, or TLS, and the secure socket layer, or SSL, cryptographic protocols. FTPS stands for FTP Secure. The main difference between FTP and FTPS is that FTPS encrypt any data transferred. Much like HTTPS, FTPS servers must provide a public key certificate. When these certificates are signed by a trusted certificate authority, this provides assurance that the client is connected to the requested server, avoiding a man-in-the-middle attack. If the client, if the certificate is not signed by a trusted CA, a self-signed certificate, the FTPS client may generate a warning stating that the certificate is not valid. The client may choose to accept the certificate or reject the connection. So as you can see here, this explains the fact that when I've connected to my virtual machine through FTPS, a pop-up window came up. So this is because I used a certificate that was not signed by a trusted certificate authority. And because I know that I've connected directly to my virtual machine, I've accepted the certificate and I've connected to my machine. Okay, so this is how you manage authenticated user configuration on vsftpd in Ubuntu Server. Uh, the FTPS section, the FTPS tutorial. If you want to learn more about FTP, about Ubuntu, about web technologies, I encourage you to check out my tutorials on YouTube and also visit my website livybalan.com. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.